In this lesson, we'll explore how simple chord shapes can be powerful tools for songwriting. We'll start by looking at power chords, triads, and octaves, their structure and how they can be applied effectively. I'll demonstrate a little bit how these shapes can be used in different musical contexts, and we'll experiment a little bit using them creatively. So grab your guitar and let's dive in. So first we need to understand how these basic shapes work. And we can just start from the power chords. So what we technically need to do is to play the root note, which we take with the first finger here, and then we play the fifth, which is an interval here that makes it powerful, and that's usually like 2 frets higher and on the next string. And if you want to add even more mass to this chord, you add an octave, which is the same note but higher or lower. So that can be found from the next string and from the same fret than where we played the fifth. So here we are playing the 5th fret on the G string as well. And if you want to have heavier approach, then you play the G as well here. So with distortion it sounds a lot bigger that way. But with this, you can just start writing songs. You don't really need anything else. And if you want to take this even further, then you can try different stylistic approach to this, like and then add distortion and so on. But this alone can be like a really good starting point for creating songs or just gathering the basic foundation for the idea. So now we know the power chord here, and you can also use this on the E string as well. Then the next step would be going towards the triad territory. And that means that we're playing like 3 notes. And for the triad, we need to identify if we are going to play the minor or major chord. So sad or happy chord, so to say. And if we use again this like the C chord here, and with this C chord, we can find it from the B string, the right note for this. So it's either 5th or the 4th. And then we can just use the triad here. So we play the root, then the 5th, and then the 3rd note. So minor equals to sad chord. And then major on the 5th fret means that we're playing the happy chord. And then you can move this shape around. This chord shape as well is movable, and that's what I recommend identifying, like how to use movable chord shapes. And this is a really good starting point here. And here on the E string, you can do the same. Here on the E string, it's all like connected to the open chord here that you move as a barre chord. And if we take the same approach that we play the root, 5th and 3rd, this can be used as a tool for songwriting as well. If you just play these like if you just play these 3 notes, you can use this as fuel for writing a riff too. So what I would recommend is just use this like tools right now and try to come up with a riff or a song idea. I've been using this with open strings, and I think on the D string type of approach, if we take the D major chord or D minor and then take a barre version of it, this can be also used as a tool. I think I wrote this chord progression that I used for Where It All Ends or The Sudden Change. They are based on these chord shapes, so you can use it actually in a more practical way when arranging guitars to a song or just write a song parts. So just start experimenting with these chord shapes that you already know. The last thing that I want to discuss is besides finding the triads or notes in triad, the fifth or the third, so either the minor or major, then the octaves is a really effective way to play melodies. You can also kind of like extend it to chords if you're using an open tuner. So the octave shape basically works the same way on the, if it's based on the A string or E string, and here on the E string as well. It is slightly different on the based on D string. You just add one more fret to the octave shape. And the same is here with the G string based octaves. But this again can be used for creating melodies like and as an example I can say like Take You With Me by Tremonti. Where the riff is based on octaves, or there is an additional melody created by octaves. So that's all about using simple chord shapes as a tool. So try to write something with these three things I mentioned: triads, power chords, octaves, and see what happens. All the barre chords are also something that I highly recommend taking a further look what's happening in them. But basically you can use a lot of these simple things as a tool when going further with different guitar tunings and riff writing that will take a further look in the future.